Hi guys, and welcome to As Verses. My name's Jamie, and this is a music prose poetry vlog. And today I am going to be talking about a Euro tour I took in 2012 and some footage of us going over the Öresund Straits, or the Öresund Bridge to be specific. I've been going through a lot of old footage, just like this one, of us performing in a local record store in North Wales, and I've been putting them together for the vlogs, so I've got some wonderful memories for myself. And one of these is, of these various video clips and stuff, is of my time going to Europe back in 2011, 2012. And so prior to getting on the tour, I went and hung out with my good friend Jamie, who's playing a little bit of guitar here as well, and doing it really well, and he always inspires me. So shout out to Jamie. I have a lot of love and respect for you, my friend. So the Euro trip itself was a very long affair. We were meant to be out for a good few weeks at a time, 2-3 weeks I think, and what can I say, it was quite a trek, because we'd left North Wales I think on the Wednesday morning, and by the time that we had arrived at the at Kent, I think it was, where we were, or Dover or Dunkirk, I'm not sure. It was about 4 a.m. in the morning, and what took us so long was the traffic, with having to pick up various members of various bands to take along with us up and down the country, and to pick up the actual van itself, an LDV convoy from my good friend. And so by the time we'd done everything, loaded all the equipment and backline on, picked up supplies and food, it had been close to 4 a.m. by the time we'd loaded onto the train here, the shuttle train, and that's me driving this LDV convoy on, which was really nice. It was probably the biggest vehicle I've ever driven, and it felt really nice to drive, and I felt very much in control and in command up there as well. We were driving up to Stockholm in Sweden to meet a band that we were going to be touring throughout Europe with, from Sweden all the way down to Greece and around and whatnot. And there was going to be a few weeks of touring around. We weren't able to actually do the entire thing, because the entire tour, because we had various emergencies that came up for a couple of our band members. So it was fun of the bits that we were able to do, and we did get to see a lot. But yeah, this is us just packing up prior to hitting the European roadways. And so once we were all packed up and good to go, we were feeling pretty much ready to get out and stretch our limbs. We were beginning to get a little bit of cabin fever, I guess, because it had been a very long trip down to the border into Europe. We were just sizing up on the map where we would be going, which routes we would be taking as we were heading up through France and Belgium, and heading up to Denmark, and then over into Sweden, over the Öresund Bridge, and then onwards and up to Stockholm, where we would meet the band and crash the night. I think the whole trip to Stockholm from North Wales took us, I think we left the Wednesday morning and we arrived in the early hours of the Friday. I think it was a non-stop trip. I believe we might have stopped maybe for a couple hours sleep, but we woke up to hearing pigs squeal, which was incredibly worrying. And yeah, we stopped at the Netherlands along the way, which is what this footage is of. It was just a chance just to see the beauty and see a little bit of the architecture. And then this is us coming on the Øresund Bridge, the Øresund Strait. I apologize if I'm butchering that pronunciation. Feel free to let me know how to say it correctly in the comments down below, please. But what a majestic trip it was. 11 miles of a bridge, and you could see a little lighthouse along the way as we were going, and you could see just vast amounts of ocean, which was really nice after such a long time of seeing just landscape alone. It was quite beautiful, and for me, seeing the ocean is a little bit like freedom, I guess. It always feels like there's countless opportunities ahead, and so it was quite a mind-blowing thing to go over an 11-mile bridge with my brothers, so to speak, at the time. The Øresund Bridge is beautiful and impressive, and really efficient as well. It was good to drive alongside very efficient drivers. And at this point it was night time, the early hours of Friday morning, as we were making our way over to Sweden, Stockholm. And really, I have a lot more footage I need to find and discover and dig up and to go through, but this was just a small snippet that I wanted to share with you today. So thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
This is a beautiful musical item. I'm definitely going to try and do this with justice.
Hey guys, and welcome to As Versus. My name is Jamie. This is a music prose poetry blog, and today we are going to discuss or talk about the impact of the coronavirus, COVID-19, on musicians and touring. I did a wellness and dementia support video quite recently in regards to COVID-19 itself and the flu pandemic. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about coronavirus itself and defining it, because it's all over media, absolutely everywhere. And of course, with this video, I am contributing to that, I recognize, but just kind of wanted to open up the conversation about it, because I see a lot of my friends on my timeline and newsfeed are all having to cancel events and gigs and shows because of public health and public safety. Are you a musician? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And have you had to cancel events or gigs or tours that you have booked or planned? Is this putting you out of money? Let me know in the comments down below. How much money have you invested in, or which has to be recouped or will not be recouped, shall we say? I'm curious to know. I've never been through a pandemic situation per se where I've been out touring, so I'm kind of curious to know what your experiences are of it. As we all know, we have to stay out of the public sphere, and we have to self-isolate,
and we have to just keep ourselves to ourselves. And I saw a meme which summed it up quite nicely, and that said that something bedroom producers have been gearing up to all their years, being self-isolated and not interacting with anyone, staying in their bedrooms. I thought that was very true, could relate to that very much. When I was growing up 17 years ago, I was messing around with Reason, and just the beginnings of Ableton, really. But I never really got into Ableton either too much either. But I realised how industry standard it is, and how useful it is in a live setting as well. But obviously we're not going to be having any live things for a while. How long do you think the coronavirus outbreak should continue on for? I hope it's no more than a couple of weeks, judging by standard flu going through the population, but we shall see. Slightly concerned because I do have loved ones who are at risk, over 60, with dementia. Let me know how this outbreak is affecting you and your music, and maybe you might be taking some inspiration from it to write a new song. Let me know about the ways that this outbreak is affecting you and your art, because I'd love to hear. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on. Just a quick video today, just to catch up with you. I hope that you're keeping well, and I'll of course see you in the next video. You take care of yourselves and the important people in your life. Bye bye now.
Hi guys, and welcome to As Verses. My name is Jamie, and this is a music, prose, poetry vlog video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm going to talk about the Euro tour I took back in 2011-2012. I'd spoken about it a little bit quite recently in one of the other videos, and had compiled all of the video footage I'd found from said trip and put it together. And one thing that I really want to focus on from the experience at that time of traveling around Europe gigging was the sense of camaraderie that I had, that we all had as a group of friends, as a group of various musicians and bands touring together. So this video will show you a little bit of the different personalities of my friends who I haven't seen in a very long time, cooped up in a van together for many hours a day. And you get to see what it's like to have all of your gear, minus the backline, minus the equipment, and to see merchandise, and to see what it's like to live in adequate, or to gig in adequate touring facilities in a touring vehicle, I guess. So normally we would have designated drivers and a merch guy to watch the merch for us and to keep the driver awake. and Matt was great for that. Hi, Matt. So that's essentially how we used to run the driving themselves. We'd have one person who would do like a number of hours driving with one of the roadies, and then the other guys would just be in the back just chilling out. And that's me putting in the the map coordinates as we're going into Denmark, I believe. Driving through the night. It can be very tiring when you're on the road for such a long time. And on this particular stint, I mentioned in a previous video, we only managed to maybe sleep a couple of hours at the side of the road and woke up to pigs squealing very loudly at the truck stop somewhere. We were all sandwiched in the back of the van somewhere on the highway on the way up to Denmark after many hours driving. But the one thing that kept the morale up was the camaraderie between each of us. So having jokes, being able to understand each other's sense of humour and boundaries, being able to respect that people want a bit of space and peace at 5 a.m. in the morning after they've been sleeping in between chairs and dehydrated and feeling full of cold and whatnot. And yeah, I think for us, the one thing that bonded us together was humour. I think the great British humour. And when we picked up our co-touring band from Sweden, we found that the humour brought everyone together. It was kind of very dry, cynical humour, and it really bonded the whole group together. And we found that as the days progressed, we worked together more and more as a team, and we became very much like a unit would really through our endeavours. It wasn't a smooth run by any means. They never are tours, and band tours are never smooth runs. There's always an issue with either the van or the vehicle, or with the promoter, or with getting paid correctly, or someone getting ill or injured, or not finding a place to stay, or gear getting stolen, or whatever. There's 101 things that can go wrong, but the one thing that brings us all together is the camaraderie, about us all pulling together, respecting each other's spaces, but also being able to exist through humour and music as well. And we found that we had a song that really brought us all together and was kind of like the anthem for the couple of weeks we were out on tour. And it can be something really silly and comedic, or it can be something that people hold close to them. But I think ours veered more onto the comedy side in terms of the music, because we were gigging every night. We wanted something that had comedy value to alleviate the stresses of music-related stuff. And the road threw up some interesting locales for us to crash at. But what we would tend to do is that we would tend to allow the driver to have the bed or the best sleeping space, because they would need it for the hours of driving that was necessary. And the rest of us would sleep on the floor, or sleep on couches if we were lucky enough, or sleep under stairs or whatever that was available, wherever we could put the sleeping bag down and the pillow down, really. Or the place that had the best amount of warmth was another thing as well. But yeah, it definitely one of the things that I found about touring extensively was the fact that we could all just come together. We could all just have that sense of camaraderie, that sense of respecting each other's spaces and reveling in the good times, especially when we were provided lovely meals. But to also push forward together as a team as well. I don't think I've ever found that quite the same as I had during my extensive touring period in particular. Now, looking back, I don't know if I could tour the same way with a group of individuals. I much prefer touring by myself, I think, in a lot of ways, or, with Nick or something like that. Just because there's less things to go wrong. It's easier to travel just as yourself. But I just have to mention about like that sense of camaraderie, of being a group of relatively unknown people to one another, and then just coming together to travel across Europe and the UK and playing shows and existing in each other's spaces constantly for almost a month, a good couple of weeks at a time. Such a funny thing how when the time is needed we can pull together and work together, and we definitely found that through touring, that we were able to pull together to make the shows work each night, even if things didn't go 100% right, or if there were delays or anything like that. We would always find the humour in it and be able to like pull each other through, I think. I mean, as you can see, there wasn't a lot of space in these big LDV convoy vans, but humour and space was the one that got us through, I think, for the most part. Humour and space. And so I think on the Europe tour, we travelled all the way through the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Germany, France, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, etc., or Budapest, Hungary, I think, as well. We didn't go to Spain or anything like that, and I don't think we were able to get as far down as Greece, just because a member of our band had to return back. But I hope this video gives you a taster of what it's like to be on the road, touring as a band. I think with especially a DIY band. I think a band that you're financing everything yourself, essentially, because the reality is far less glamorous than what it might appear on pop music videos, for example. There's a lot of waiting around, or there's a lot of work that goes into 23.5 hours of the day just to get that half an hour on stage. But I had so many great experiences through touring, as well as bad experiences, that I wouldn't change it for the world. I just wanted to share that with you today, my thoughts on the Euro Tour and stuff. I hope that you have a good day wherever you are in the world, and of course I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye bye.
Hi guys, and welcome to Az versus Music Prose Poetry vlog. My name is Jamie, and today we are in lockdown still. And Anna's printing off. What are you printing off?
I don't know.
Work. Prints in the background. Go and check out her work, Wolf Mama, on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit today about playing in Italian rock ballad prog band during my 20s, playing bass in that band, which was really cool. We initially met in a student union, myself and some buddies from Italy, and they were looking for a drummer and a bassist to fill in for the members of their band who had left uni. And I'd put myself forward for bass, and I'd volunteered my friend Danny to play drums, which we went on to form Bastions with afterwards. And it was fun to do. It was really fun to do. In fact, we organised our first legit tour, actually my first legit tour of my music career, through that band as well. And I think we wanted to call it the 1,700 miles tour or something like that, where we played 4 shows in South Wales, 4 or 5 shows in Cornwall, and then we played 1 show for the Cinghiali festival in Liguria in the north of Italy. And I think this is we're going back to 2005, maybe something like that, maybe a little bit later. But what an incredible experience playing with that band. A lot of ups and downs, as you'd expect with any band. Actually, on a side note, anyone watching this video, could you comment in the box down below of your experiences playing in bands as well? Anna, have you had much experience playing in bands at all?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Serious,
Any tour experiences? No. But yeah, so it was one of my first legit tours, I would say, where we'd go to the South Wales area. We'd have a show set up in Cardiff, Swansea, and what was the name of the other place? I forget the name of the place. But during the day we'd flyer for the show, so we'd be on the high street giving away flyers to randomers. We printed off 5,000 flyers or something ridiculous like that, and we were just handing them out to randomers. And we did that during the day. We hustled the shows during the day, and then the night time we would play the shows. And I really have to thank Lorenzo for that ethos of that and that hustle. It really built my confidence quite a bit at that time, really. So that was a good lesson to take away from it. And we did the same in Cornwall as well. We had a show in I can't even remember the place now, Prassans, and we had the show in Camborne and a couple of other places, Falmouth and the Golden Lion there. You were in Falmouth for a bit as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Do you remember the Golden Lion?
I don't know. I remember Jacob's Ladder.
Oh yeah.
Did you play there?
No, I wish we did try and get a show. It's up the big steps, isn't it? Yeah. So we did the same thing there. Flyed around. Falmouth was a bit more open to our tickets and stuff like that. And we did the same in South Wales, in Cornwall. I think we then drove over to Italy, to Liguria, and when we arrived there, it was crazy. Everyone was so nice and so welcoming, and they really helped us out and put us on last on on the evenings of the festivals. So we had a lot of exposure to a lot of people, and everyone was really warm and welcoming and sharing foods and making us feel at home and whatnot. Such an incredible experience. And yeah, 10 out of 10 would do it again. Oh, one of the things as well is we hired ourselves Club Evo Bach in Cardiff, paid for it up front, and we hustled the people in there, and we made our money back from flyering for the show, which was really cool, because it was a big gamble, but we had enough people come in there that we were able to make our money back from hiring it at that time as well, which was an awesome morale boost to do that. What wasn't morale boosting was actually driving down to Italy from the UK, because as awesome as it was getting to a warmer climate, it was a long drive straight down. But then, I slept all day when we finally landed there, because we had all the gear and the backline to take down with us anyway. So we made a music video to go along with the tour and stuff, to promote ourselves. And my buddy Marco and Lorenzo, the two guitarists, put it together. I think they made it in iMovie or something like that. So you're printing things, are you?
Sorry, is this not?
No, it's cool. So we put that together to promote the music, and I'm just going to commentate over that right now. So here we go. Hans coming in to do the transition thing. Okay, guys, so this is the music video, and I'm narrating over this because I don't want to get a copyright strike, because we basically signed the song over to my buddy's label where I work out of in the studio there. So I'm just going to be narrating quickly over this next 3-minute segment. So it's my friend Marco here. We're recording vocals for this bit. Some live footage here from a local show that we played, and I'm on the bass, doing backing vocals and headbanging along, which was really fun to do, because there was no pressure on me to have to sort of deliver the frontman stuff as normal. That was kind of left to the other guys. I got to sort of jump around and jump on tables and headbang and pull funny poses and stuff like that, which was awesome. A lot of the footage is sort of playing up in North Wales and playing at the clubs and stuff like that. And we really embodied the idea of Maiden and that type of thing, even though the music didn't really sound like Maiden whatsoever. It was just super fun. It was kind of OTT rock, really, with ballads and a few progressive bits thrown in. I think we united over our love for Thrice and that idea of punk metal, coming out of the student days. And a lot of footages of us all hanging out together, Francesco, Lorenzo, and Kieran and Marco and stuff. We had such an awesome time together, and it was really cool to exchange ideas and to connect with different cultures, and to connect with other students who had come over with the Erasmus program as well. It was awesome. One of the things is that we took part in one of the Battle of the Bands, and it was really exciting because I think we came second or something in the Battle of the Bands, and that was kind of an interesting thing. I've never really been one for the Battle of the Bands, but it was fun to do. And yeah, so we threw in some very edgy text in there as well, in the hopes of, solidifying our message, And I guess we look back and cringe a little bit at the youthful naivety of it, but that's life, isn't it? And a lot of group vocals as well. Yeah, so the band was called Leading to Zenith, and we did one EP. It was a lot of fun to do. I'm not going to waffle on for too much longer, guys. I just want to say thank you so much for checking out today's vlog. I hope that you're doing okay under the circumstances we're in, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. You take care of yourselves and the important people in your life. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. I am taking you through my very first electronic project. Back in the day, back in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, my brother on guitar, my friend Gaz on beats and sequence DJ work and MIDI instruments and synthesizers, later to be replaced with DJ Nietzsche, my good friend Danny. And this was really a mixture of big beat, of punk rock, screamo, and a little bit of noise, or the idea of what noise should be. Essentially, we wanted to be, Prodigy, a very shouty, screamo-y version of Prodigy is what I would say. And that was our brief for the most part, and we had so much fun doing this. I mean, I look back now and I cringe so much, but at the same time I can't hate on the journey itself. It was an incredible journey, and it took us to many places, and it was my first experience in putting out published work and putting out music I did on my own volition. That I basically collaborated with Gaz and my brother Stu, and then later just went on to write everything myself on Reason and Cubase and Logic and a little bit of Ableton, I guess, maybe a little bit later on with the with the stuff I do with Nick. But this was the first incarnation, really, and what an experience it was, just really being able to be relatively self-sufficient for the most part. I knew it that if anything went wrong, I could just perform with just myself and the beats if anything actually didn't work out. And that to me was like quite an eye-opening thing, really, especially after watching various hip-hop artists and dance artists rock shows with just like a turntablist playing the carcass of a beat and a couple of MCs. I wanted to bring that over into the realm of like digital hardcore, digital noise, big beat, break beat, that type of thing. It's hugely influenced by Atari Teenage Riot as well, and just trashy noise stuff. And so that's how it was really born. It was born on my love for understanding not necessarily needing live drums as such, even though live drums are completely awesome and bring such energy and a visceral presence to live performances. It was just a way of me being able to play shows without having to rely on other people, and other people let me down. So so that was, necessity is the mother of invention, isn't it? So that's kind of what I boiled down to, really. And we didn't really have an identity as such. We tried to go through various identities of wearing shirts and black ties and not taking ourselves too seriously. And it was really freeing being this like strange mixture of beats and screaming music and jumping around and live guitars and stuff. People were like, what on earth is this? I hate it. But to us, it was just even more liberating just to be completely whatever, not having to adhere to anything in particular. Really, really special time in a lot of ways, regardless of the cringe.
We can start it. Are you with me? Pow to the people.
So as you can see, we really mashed up a lot of different styles within the music itself. It was a real mishmash of things. I mean, we would have screamo vocals, like MySpace screamo vocals, like that I would do over like dance beats from Reason, and riffs and palm muted punk guitar sounds from my brother on guitar, and we'd just mix it all up together. It was so liberating because no one was doing anything like that around us. I think at the time I discovered Genghis Tron from the States, and they were kind of doing something similar but on a more noisier, metallic style, I guess. Their stuff was definitely more riff-based, blast beats and stuff like that. Even though we incorporated a little bit of blasting and stuff in some of the tracks it did, there was worlds apart really what Genghis Tron did, and they did it really well. Whereas this was purely expression. Where I used to palm it off by saying it was cabaret music, you know, because we used sequenced beats and sometimes some sequenced samples and whatnot. But it's weird looking back and seeing like the three of us together getting ready for a photo shoot in my garage here, wearing a Thrice t-shirt, having a full head of hair, all baby-faced with Gaz and my brother. It really felt like anything was possible, like we had the whole world ahead of us in many ways. And that feeling really hasn't changed for me in a lot of ways. I mean, it was sad to have Gaz's departure because he was a real producer guy, and he was a straight shooter, and he had some cool original ideas. But we were very glad to bring Danny on board, DJ Nietzsche, at that time. And then I guess after that, I went straight on to doing Bastions and stuff, and then came back later on with Sleep Beggar, with my brother again, and then with Nick, you know. So it's that's kind of how the progression has been with electronic music in my life, really. You know, I'm currently with Nick at the moment, and we don't get to do enough stuff because of life, but it still feels good. Like making electronic music, dance heavy electronic music still feels good to me. It's freedom, a lot of freedom, I think. Yeah, freedom.
Structure, he decided.
we got to do a lot of different things through this project, performing on Tidno FM and going in to speak to the guys there, which I've done several times over the years since. Gotten to travel to like the Bala Chingiali Festival, along with performing with Leading to Zenith in like Cardiff and South Wales and Cornwall and in North Wales. I also brought my electronic project along and had a couple of the guys do guitars and stuff and operate beats as a two-piece to open up for the main event. So essentially I'd be performing twice, which was really fun to do, and I've performed up and down the UK with this initial electronic project. Really got a lot of opportunities. I remember once we played a farm on top of a hill in North Wales, and there was a generator and car lights keeping us going. Had so many great fond memories of bizarre situations with playing with this band, and absolute sublime situations and recording situations that have been just incredible to me and still stay with me to this day. Really, it really was a unique experience that I created for myself, and through doing that I found my confidence in it, and that's what made me care less about other people's opinions, and just to follow my heart and intuition, no matter how ridiculous it really was, I guess. You know what? Above all else, I think It's the fact that I got to make music and hang out with my brother. I think that's where it was in a way. And even though his passions changed back to fine art or strengthened with his fine art, getting to perform with him was the biggest thing I think in the world. I mean, he couldn't always perform with me, but having him by my side was like the biggest part of this journey. And also love to Gaz, DJ Gaz and DJ Nietzsche as well. And even in this new project, you know, having Nick by my side with the various stuff I do, Sleep Beggar and stuff, it just... it's nice to do that journey with someone else as well, I guess. You know, and yeah, it's crazy to look back and see how something so natural paves the way for where you want to go next, you know. I just really wanted to share that with you people today, no matter what. Just wanted to share it with you. So guys, I didn't want to waffle on too long. I just wanted to show you the beginnings of my journey into electronic music and how it was used as a necessity for me, as a straightforward tool for me to continue to put music out, music that interested me, for me to do it in a self-sufficient way so I didn't have to rely on other people, that I was informed by punk and live electronic and hip-hop stylings of performance, and noise music and screamo music and things like that. If this video has brought you any value today, consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and of course thank you so much for checking out this journey into my bizarre world of electronic music. Take care of yourselves and the important people in your life. I will of course see you in the next video. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Hi guys, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Jamie. This is Music Prose Poetry Vlog, and today I want to talk about how the COVID-19 coronavirus issue is affecting us. How is it affecting you? If you can let me know down below in the comments, and how it's affecting musicians, I guess, yeah. So I hope that you're keeping as healthy, safe, and as happy and as self-isolated as possible at this current time. This can't be something that lasts indefinitely. There has to be an end in sight, because music events are getting cancelled left, right and centre. Touring bands not making any money. Artists aren't being able to make any money. There's no practice spaces and there's no recording spaces. We're relying heavily on the digital sphere and some creative thinking around that at the moment. It's affecting all aspects of life. And I feel like, as a creative, or as a person who documents, I guess, we have a certain responsibility now to offer more entertainment to those who are on lockdown. More than ever, we should be pushing our art a little bit more to help distract people who might be in a difficult place, isolated, anxious, depressed, unsure, unable to express and communicate. Now is a good time to push online communities forward, and to bring friends together over the digital sphere, possibly. How is it affecting you? I'm really curious to know, how is it affecting you? It's a heck of a thing. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of bedroom recordings and bedroom artists coming out of this whole project, and there's going to be a lot of COVID-19 coronavirus related subject matter, I bet you, in a lot of the artists' work, because in my 37 years of life, I don't think I've experienced anything quite like this particular pandemic. And I've seen the SARS and the Ebola and the bird flu and the swine flu and the foot and mouth when I was a kid come through, but the coronavirus has definitely brought global impact in a big way. I mean, we're only being asked to stay at home, which isn't really a big ask if we remain calm as possible. And we are so lucky in the Western world to have so much entertainment and distraction at hand that we can really make use of that and really just stream and upload content. I mean, I've literally just finished a dementia support video on the wellness channel I do, so I'm trying to bang out three videos every few days at the moment. And I had a bunch of content as well to share with you, but my hard drive has sadly died, and it has all of my pictures from over the years on it as well. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get that going again, maybe get all the pictures and stuff off it safe, and I don't know, find those videos I wanted to share with you, more stuff from the recording days, and mainly for my own own enjoyment really as well, just to share that with you, because at the moment I've uploaded everything that I have on my desktop anyway, which is just off to the side here. So Yeah, I just wanted to make a short video today, just to chime in, share some prose poetry with you as well. I'm going to be using Twitch a little bit more, I think, as well, just to hang out on, I think. So check in on that if you're around. I'll try and make an announcement whenever I go live and whatnot. Make more use of it, I guess. So other than that, I guess that's all I wanted to say today. I just want to ask the question: how are you coping, and the impact of the COVID-19 on musicians. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video. You take care of yourself and the important people in your life. Bye bye now. Hi guys, and welcome to As Verses. My name's Jamie, and this is a music, prose, poetry vlog. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be in spite of this lockdown that's going on, the quarantine, at least here in the UK anyway. I don't know, how many days are we in so far, Anna?
I don't know.
Yeah, we've briefly lost our minds. So I've succumbed to the stereotype and to the meme by producing my own bedroom lo-fi hip-hop album. Yeah, I know, right? It's so cliched. I'm gonna show them a bit in a minute. I just thought I'd do it for the lols. It's going to be very mumbled, lazy type of vocal delivery. I think I'm just going to do it just to say I've done it, because one day I won't be here and there'll be a whole plethora of stuff left over that I don't have to cringe about anymore. Basically. So I used GarageBand and I put a bunch of loops together and then mumbled with these microphones, these in-ear microphones that I've got in my ears, over some of the loops, and airdrop that over to iMovie, converted that from a movie into an MP3, then stuck the MP3 into GarageBand, and now it is sitting there just by itself. And you'll hear it's super messy and sloppy, but you know, it's just in it for enjoyment, really. I was just EQing the intro drums, just bringing that down, and it comes in at this point here. Zoom in a bit more for you guys. Oh. So I was facing the laptop then, so I could pick up both sides, hopefully through the in-ear mics. And that's what I've been working on so far. So I'm going to take some rhyming couplets that I have from previous Sleep Beggar songs, and hopefully just get that out there and put it up, and just blog spot it or something like that, or stick it on Reddit for free download or something like that. Might try and do it anonymously, go under an alter ego. If I was to have an alter ego name, Anna, what would it be?
I don't know.
I think I know what my stage name will be, actually. It'll be 321, or this one. But yeah, so that's what we're up to today. How's your art been today, Anna?
Yeah, it's going.
It's going, gone. Yeah. So yeah, guys, just a quick check-in today, really, showing you what I'm up to. I'm thinking about going forward and doing this bedroom project, I guess. We'll see what happens anyway. I hope this video brings you a little bit of entertainment or some respite from the days we're in currently. I guess I'll see you in the next video. You take care of yourself and the important people in your life. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
In the face, strangers, white chalk on the grey canvas of the saviour. Paper is paper, to the funeral director. Make every single dance count. Your bar in the layman on the tip of my tongue, back of my head. Cabbers hating humour like a skin that got shed. Poppy seeds and acetate, you know the way the vultures taste. When they're into this, they're into you at the expense of slaves.
Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. My name's Jamie. This is a music, prose, poetry vlog. Good to see you today. Cabin fever has definitely set in at this time. We are knee deep into quarantine diaries, and we have like another 2.5 weeks to go until the 13th of April, till we flatten that curve, shall we say. I hope that you're keeping as well as can be, wherever you are in the world, and that you're staying out of the virus's way as best one can. Washing your hands and staying at home, hopefully, right? Talking about staying at home, my bedroom project is going really well at the moment, so I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. Mostly made up of loops and whatnot. I've got the binaural headphones, so it might be coming out of one side. I'll be sure to aim my head around a little bit more as well. Maybe even bring this a little bit more like that. So this next loop hasn't got any vocals on it just yet. I'm going to do some lazy slurred vocals across it as well. It's made up of a looped drum beat that goes like this. Sorry, let me switch that off. It goes like this. It's made up of a couple of fills as well, drum fills. It's made up of, hang on, let me get that off. It's made up of a bass line that goes like this. Oh, not a bass line. The lead synth bit. You think I'd know what these loops are? That's like the main riff, which is cool. These are all royalty-free loops that come with GarageBand. And I just wrote in 2 notes for the bass, just below here. And as you can see, I've pulled the MIDI hit of the first bass note over a little bit here, over this line here, just so that it carries a little bit more. And then everything all together sounds a little bit like this. 3, 2, 1. So that's the entirety of the song, really, of the loops and everything. To make it a bit more interesting, I've added a few drum fills in there. I've added an intro. I've added sequences where the beat cuts, comes back in, almost as if it was being DJ'd, and I'll show you those small transitions between the bars now as well. I haven't identified a chorus yet, or a particular chorus sound. But this is where I'm up to currently. Intro first. generic intro. So this is the main body of the beat itself. Some transitions between bars. Right there. Drum fill then. On that bit there. So there was the transition here, which went. That was one, and another was a drum fill as well, which was like doodle doo doo, and then towards the end of the bar is that gap. So I've used those to make it a little bit more interesting, and I think I'm going to go for maybe like 4 big bars and then into a chorus with just like a layered pad just to separate that as a chorus, or even just keep it just as it is and just allow the spoken word, prose, poetry stuff to flow across it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these in-ear headphones to record my vocals lazily across it. I'm going to record them onto the phone that I'm recording this video with, transition them over, airdrop them over onto the laptop, and then import them into this GarageBand project here before putting the EQs and effects on them. And another thing as well, when it comes, I'm just going to open up a brand new track here, new track, and I'm going to open up a new audio track. Hang on a second, there we go. Okay, so we've got it at the bottom there, and then there's a section here called user patches, and I've developed my own lo-fi vocal slurred mumbling patch as well, and that's made up of a noise gate, a chorus, a compressor, an EQ, a stereo spread, and a dynamics processor which keeps it all in line. And then I just crank up the reverb and echo on it a little bit. I save that ready to go, and I'm going to record some vocals over this particular beat, and then I am going to put it up and out eventually as part of a finished project. So it's going quite good so far, going quite good. I'll tell you what's not going quite good though is the fact that I lost all of my information from my hard drive. I think I might have mentioned that already. All these days blur into one. I had everything on it, all my musical projects, like 120 different beats that I was working on, lyrics, vocals, everything, my whole picture album library. So I'm very gutted about that. Gotta try and get that back somehow, but what can you do, huh? Yeah. But other than that, I'll tell you one good thing though, is that I've got that saved, but I've actually still got all the other loops of songs that I've done, all 6 of them, to one side here. So even though I've lost the original files, I still have the wave files here, so I can still work with the beats. And I wrote a bunch of lyrics and stuff on Instagram so that I wouldn't lose them, so they're up in the public sphere. So that's cool as well. So I'm feeling really good about that. Just everything else, like pictures of loved ones and stuff, that's the gutting thing more than anything else, is losing pictures and memories. C'est la vie, I guess, huh? Yeah, so I'm going to get back to writing now. I've got a bunch of stock words written ready here, so I'm going to go through everything. I don't suppose you can see it's kind of white out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, a bunch of words and stuff, because I don't know what else to do. I'm going to make it work somehow. So, put these all in here. Somehow get it to work. So I got a bunch of written work as well, so. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on. I hope that you have a good day wherever you are in the world. Hope that you are keeping as safe as can be. Like I said at the beginning, I'm probably going to go and eat a jar of lotus spread now. If you've never tried lotus spread, I highly recommend trying it. It's the most delicious thing I think I've ever tried in my life. Truly, truly, truly amazing stuff. I cannot wait to shave my hair. It's gotten like too odd and weird right now. It's like thin on top and like thick at the sides. So I need to shave that bad boy down as well. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on. Wishing you a good day wherever you are in the world. And of course, if you have any entertainment value from this, consider hitting the like button, the subscription button, notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video, my friends. So until then, you take care of yourself and the important people in your life. Take care. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. My name's Jamie. This is a music, prose, poetry vlog. We are still currently under quarantine and lockdown. I would like to know in the comments down below what your go-to movie, what your go-to bit of music is. How are you dealing with the lockdown and the quarantine at the moment? Are you playing any types of video games or board games? Are you getting time to spend it with your friends and family, or are you alone at the moment and isolated? If you are, I hope that these vlogs can offer you some companionship wherever you are in the world, and I thank you so much for stopping by. I'm just going to recite a little bit of poetry and prose for you. This one's called Kalon, and it goes a little bit like this. Just behind the camera I've got my laptop with the words on it, so it goes: fragments of you, but there's nothing here. Tiny pieces of love breaking apart in fear. We still dream the same, so I absorb yours again. There's no space to breathe when you're here, my friend. I find solace when it leaves its mark. Largely at home, but we're far apart. I felt lonely, so I savoured the taste. Heavy white angel's safe face. You simply walked away and became a ghost alive inside that way, like Icarus is flying further. Disbelief is a dire, despondent father. Hurt yourself and get stuck in my tears, attached to your loss after all these years. Speaks liquor into my breath. I stay in the hopes of feeling any beat in my chest. Please go away so I can learn to miss you again. Oh, willful distance, you're no longer my friend. And that was called Kalon. It's something that I'm working on at the moment. Also been working on some beats and stuff like that. I'm going to show you what I've been working on right now. Okay, so I've just flipped the camera for you guys, and right in front of us now is GarageBand, and this is a track I've been working on. I think I might have shown you in the last vlog. Anyway, I've edited it a little bit more, and I've tried to get everything sounding kind of nice together, so I'm going to show you a little bit of that as well. Here goes. So I really tried to work on the percussive elements with this one, guys. So really what I tried to do with this song is to create it as rhythmically as possible, and I added loads of different transitions and stuff in there to make it a bit more interesting, because essentially it's just one loop being played over. So when you're stuck with very little, you can make it interesting with like syncopated rhythms. That's a tip for any beginners out there. I always consider myself a beginner as well. So creating like little segments between the bars helps keep it interesting a little bit. So like here, I've just cut up the wave a little bit, and to cut up the wave, all you have to do is just highlight it, zoom right in, just like that, and then you can just like get your cursor, so to speak, and then you can put this there like that, highlight it, and then Command and T, just like that, and then Command and T, and it creates the slice for you, and Command and T, and Command and T, and then you can just highlight the individual hits that you've sliced and delete it, and then you create more of a stuttered effect. So you can just hear that a bit more without all the extra drums. So, and it makes it more interesting to the listener to hear that as well. So that's just a little tip for people who are looking to make their beats a bit more interesting. Hopefully that might be able to bring you a little bit of value. So yeah, it's weird times that we're living in at the moment, isn't it, with this lockdown situation, quarantine times, huh? Quarantine Diaries is definitely going to be the name of the release of this first record, I think. I'm also interested to collab. If you're a prose poetry poet and you want to collab, please let me know, because I'd love to do that with you. I'd love to just put out a collaborative effort, whether it's digitally or physically, or just on any medium, really. Just looking to connect with more like-minded people, essentially. Having a lot of fun at the moment writing beats. I'm a bit scared of doing vocals and stuff, as I've always said since day one, but I think I might have found like my place to do it, which is kind of half shouted stuff. So we'll see as we go with that anyway. Not too much to report. Much love and respect to the NHS, to the workers who are keeping the country going. There's too many of you to mention. Anyway, short one today. Hope that you are doing as well as can be. I'll see you in the next video anyway. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye bye.